And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the A show of 4M1T.
A for amazing. I said excellent. From the beginning.
A for excellent. Oh, it's going to be
been a long day.
Tell me about it, mate. Good evening, everyone. We are 4M1T. If you are not aware, if you weren't here on Monday with us, we are splitting up the pods at the moment. So half the numbers equals double the content, which is, well, only good news for everyone. My name is Danny. I am joined with Lee. We're going to be pretty much regulars on this Wednesday evening, aren't we, mate?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Basically, we've all had a massive fucking fight in the group chat. Can't bother with Collins anymore, so we're just letting him do his own thing.
Yeah, not bad.
He's belling, didn't he? Yeah. So don't listen on Monday. Come and join us every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock at We Are 4M1T. On all our socials, find us on YouTube. We Are 4M1 Toffee. Drop us any comments during the show, and we will definitely get to you. How's your week been so far, mate?
It's busy. It's kind of one of those weeks where it's like, oh God, like, how's it only Wednesday? But then at the same time, like, oh my God, it's Wednesday already. So it's just been hectic. As many people may or may not know, I work just overlooking Old Trafford. So last night when we had fans back into the stadium for the first time, what that usually means for myself is absolutely horrendous traffic trying to get away from the office, especially when it was a 6 o'clock kickoff as well, which was nice. But yeah, it's been interesting actually, overseeing what's been going on with protests and things, and kind of being able to see the police presence is probably the most obvious thing there. And last night was no different. I think they're kind of shitting themselves a little bit now every time there's a game on at Old Trafford, so especially now fans are allowed back in, and there was a lot of protesters there last night. But other than that, yeah, just been a bit mental, and but it's good to be kind of doing something a bit different with a Wednesday night pod. So yeah, what about you?
Yeah, same, mate. Yeah, went full time in work this week I literally figured out it was the first time I've been full time in nearly 5 years, which is it's just a mad thought, really. So I'm extremely tired, but we move. It's been
creating content.
Exactly, creating content. Just brushing United. I don't want to talk about it too quick, but we've had an absolutely dreadful end to the season. Like, it's almost like we've secured top 4, and it's been like, right, everything is in the Europa League now. Like, what on earth is happening?
I think you kind of just summed it up exactly there. I think that it's sort of end of season syndrome, nothing to play for in the league. So it's kind of like, right, they're coasting almost. The players just don't have that added cutting edge of the jeopardy of potentially dropping positions. I mean, well, there was a little bit, but then Chelsea did us a favour last night by winning and therefore confirming second place for us. So as far as that's done, I guess if you were to take that side of it out of it, and you would look at Manchester United's performance, especially last night, played amazing in the first half. Cavani goal should have been offside, really, especially when the assist was given David De Gea, which means it's inherently offside, but whatever. But incredibly well finished, but then we kind of switched off, and it always seems to be the case. We have a lot of possession, we do a lot of really nice movements, attacking football, we're getting into the final third, and then we're just not managing to finish off chances, and then they kind of cut off a little bit. The second half was a complete symptom of that, and Fulham got probably a deserved equaliser really at that point in the game, and it was like deja vu. It's one of those things where we're going back to the United of the too many draws, the home form United almost of this season, which has cost us probably a league title challenge. So yeah, it's just been one of them where I think probably they're half a mind on the final next week, and possibly thinking a bit of, oh yeah, we're finished now this season. We've got top 4. It doesn't matter whether we finish second, third, or fourth. We've got it. That's all that matters. So yeah, disappointing, but you can understand a little bit why.
Yeah, I just don't like it, me. Like, fans have been waiting to come back into the stadium for it's literally a year now, if not longer. And we should have gone out. It's Fulham. They're relegated.
Yeah.
Like, we should have gone and put on a show. I thought when I saw that Cavani goal, because I was in work, and someone showed me the highlight while I was in work, and I was like, fuck it, we are putting on a style. Like, we're putting on a show tonight.
Yeah.
And then
looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah, and then someone just grabbed me later on. I was like, yeah, it's 1-1, by the way. I was like, how? It's literally Fulham. It's
Yeah.
literally Fulham, which, yeah, I mean, fair play to Fulham. Like you said, they got a deserved point. We've switched off. I don't really care anymore now. Like, second is secured. We need to win the Europa League, though. If we don't win the Europa League, then this is an absolutely horrific end to the season.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing though. One thing now, I know that we're not doing. Dick of the Week tonight because the lads covered that off on Monday. But I did have a bit of a contender from last night's game, and it is Fulham Football Club because they were 1-1 with sort of like 10, 15 minutes to go, I think it was, wasn't it? And they were playing for a draw when they kind of had us on the ropes. They've got nothing to play for. They're already relegated. They've got United on the ropes at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Why are you time wasting? I really didn't get it. Like, if anything, just try and go out with a bit of a flourish. Like, it's a bit of a consolation to your fans sat at home watching. Like, just go for it. You don't need to time waste. Your goalkeeper doesn't need to get a yellow card standing waiting for it. Like, it baffled me. Like, really, really did. Even if I was a Fulham fan, I'd be fuming. Like, come on, give them a go. You've got them on the ropes. Like, you deserved the equaliser. Now push for maybe a winner at Old Trafford, and they just sort of like walking around the pitch. And I'm luckily on the Newcastle Fulham game. That being said, now on Sunday on our mega broadcast, Soccer Sunday, final day of the season broadcast for everyone that may catch this. And I'm kind of looking forward to it now because I'm thinking, right, I've got a bit of an affinity to Newcastle, so hopefully Fulham will take the same attitude into that game. We'll see where that goes. So yeah, a bit disappointing really from them.
It's just weird, isn't it? Like you said, if that Newcastle game meant anything and they could potentially stay up, then you completely understand it. A point at Old Trafford, it means the world when trying to stay up.
Exactly.
But you're down. Like, you are literally down. Nothing's changing. But then in the same respect, we were finishing second as well. So why did we not go for it?
Yeah, that again, it's probably that kind of an eye on the final next week. And also, for as much abuse as especially I have given him this season, we do look a little bit shaky without Harry Maguire. I mean, you can't shy away from it anymore almost, because you look at the fact that we are in second place, somehow we're in second place. And Harry Maguire started every league minute, played every league minute up until his injury, and he's probably very much contributed to that second place. So Tuanzebe, I think, did have a really good game last night. Bailey, I think, is a bit rash when he comes on and he does a few stupid things and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we hope that Maguire will be back for next week, which I don't think he will be. But it's the Euros now that I'm more concerned about for whether Maguire will make it. He was on crutches last night. Now, whether that was just to protect his ankle or his foot or whatever it is injured, I don't know. But he's certainly... You know what you've got when it's gone, kind of thing with Maguire last night. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I was going to bring about the Euro 2020 squad. I'll bring it up a bit later. Tuanzebe's the one for me where after that PSG game and he just pocketed Mbappe and Neymar on his own, and I was sat there like, all right, now he's the guy to sit next to Maguire. Yeah. I'm the same as you. I've given Maguire a lot of shit, but Christ, we have been awful without him. So. You don't know what you've got until it's gone, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
Could be one of them.
Hope he's back soon.
Yeah. Like I said, I think for us, especially in the Europa League final, but for England in the Euros, because he's absolutely number one centre back on the team sheet.
Yeah, definitely. And who plays instead of him if he's not there?
Exactly. I mean, who is it? If we've got Stones and Mings. I don't fill me with confidence.
No. To be honest, I was looking at this, and I know Gav, I think it was, put out a little poll yesterday, looking at Fikayo Tomori of AC Milan. And to be honest with you, I kind of see where he's coming from with that. But my biggest problem though is it's Milan and it's the Italian league. I'd perform well at centre back in the Italian league. So how much of an indicator is that? But then it's also not fair on Tomori to have that attitude, because it's like, what more can he do than perform for his club? So I'm a bit torn about that one. Will he be a good replacement for Maguire? Probably not. But then we need someone, so I just don't know who.
Konza would be the one for me. We'll tell you what. We'll dip into it now. We'll dip into Euro 2020 now. Because there's been like a couple of squads have been announced over the last couple of days. If Maguire's not there, Konza is the one for me that I think has to be there. I think Jeffrey Konza's had an incredible season.
Yeah,
especially for his age. I think he's looked really good. Tomori, he looked good against us in the second leg anyway. He looked good. In the first leg, he looked really shaky when we played in the Europa League. But like I said, it is the Italian league.
Yeah.
Like how can you judge it? But then he's playing against players that are in that league. He might have a bit more experience than the likes of John Stones or Konza.
Yeah, true. It is a tough one. I mean, but then you kind of feel a bit unfair in the likes of Tarkowski and me and people like that who have had a really good season. And you overlook them a little bit. Is it big club bias? I don't know. Is that why Konza won't get looked at? It's a tough one. I think John Stones will probably start for definite. It's just who with, if not Maguire.
I could see Keane next to him. I think I could see Keane.
Well, even then, Everton have had a shaky end to the season, haven't they? They've dropped off a lot. And it's frustrating because we've got all of the incredible talent going forward, and the midfield is actually finally seeming to like sort itself out a bit. Yeah. But then the defense is now the bit that's crumbling. Typically, we've had good defense over the year, Ferdinand and Terry, people like that. But now we're looking a little bit thin on the ground.
It could end up being that this might be his way to force that 5 at the back system and push Kyle Walker back into centre back, which would then bring in Trent, for example. Like the one that probably could benefit the most from this injury from Maguire could realistically be Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I think that with all the attacking options we've got, I don't want to see 5 defenders on the pitch.
No.
Like we should. I wouldn't care if we went and beat teams 6-5 or 5-4. Like I really wouldn't care. I'd rather do that because at least it's exciting. But attack is the best form of defense sometimes, and when you defend from the front, so to speak, you kind of give that sense of invincibility as well, that the players will just go out there and they will perform and they will just have a go. And if we can see, it'll be like United. If we go 1-0 down, I'm not worried anymore because I'm thinking we'll turn it around and go 2-1. So I don't want to see 5 defenders on the pitch when 4 attackers, 5 attackers really, but because he will play 2 defensive midfielders. Like there's
that's
no
the problem.
doubt about it.
The 5 defenders isn't the issue for me. It's the fact that 2 holders will be with them as well. That's where the biggest issue lies for me.
Yeah. So in that vein then, talking about sort of like squad selections and stuff, what are your thoughts on Trent Alexander-Arnold?
I don't think he should go. I think he will go. He's not had a good season. I don't care what anyone says. You can bring up all these assists, all these fucking idea passes and crosses that he's put in. I couldn't give a flying fuck. If I wanted someone to do that and defend, I'll play Reece James. Yeah. Like if I want someone to defend, I'll play Wan-Bissaka. If I want someone to do everything, I'm playing Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
Like for me, Trent is not this year anyway. Trent is not the option.
No, and he's got a long future ahead of him as well. For one tournament to not be the ending of his career. The thing that's been annoying me is that everyone has been on Twitter saying it's a sackable offence for Southgate if he doesn't take Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he would be absolutely brain dead if he doesn't take Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. What you're suggesting there is that a player should be taken on merit, and that would mean that one of the players who actually does deserve to be in the squad will then lose out. So Kyle Walker won the league with City, won the Carabao Cup in the Champions League final. Kieran Trippier, who is Gareth Southgate's man, top of league in Spain. Like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, second in the league in England, Europa League final. England. Best defender in it easily. Reece James, Champions League final, FA Cup final. Like, you can't tell me that one of those deserves to drop out to give Alexander Arnold a place, and that's why he shouldn't make it for me. The increased squad size of 26 probably may help him out, but we should be filling those gaps with exciting young or talented midfield or strikers, like not more defenders. We've got enough good defenders to have to try and shoehorn Trent Alexander-Arnold in it. And one of the most mental things you could do is just take him as a midfielder and say, do you know what? Coming down to the final 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a game, and we need a goal, stick him in like Kevin De Bruyne's role or something, and just let him do what he wants. Get the ball and just throw crosses in, or like put the ball through balls in. Fair enough. I wouldn't mind that, but that's not what he's going to do. No. So for me, I mean, how many right backs do you even take? You probably take Kyle Walker anyway because he can fill in at centre back, and then it'd have to be Trippier and
Reece James for me.
Yeah. Which would be harsh on Wan-Bissaka, but there are better players ahead of him that can do both roles for right back. So yeah, it would be Walker, James, Trippier, and for me, Walker probably starts.
Yeah, I think Wan-Bissaka's game has improved tremendously over the last couple of months. I've slated him a lot this season for his use of the ball. Yeah, he was awful at the start of the season. And this back end, we're starting to see the Wan-Bissaka that we signed last year and how good he is going forward. But same answer that I'm going to give for Trent. Your last couple of months' performances don't earn you an England spot. Someone like Trippier, who has been instrumental in Atletico Madrid's potential title win, deserves a spot. Like I said, Reece James, Kyle Walker, he's arguably playing the best football of his career right now.
Yeah.
So Walker starts for me all day. It's like on the left-hand side as well. I don't care how good Chilwell's been the last couple of games. Shaw is the number one.
Yeah, he is.
It's absolute criminal if it's not Shaw.
Yeah, I think that Chilwell, I mean, again, do they take both?
I think so.
Probably should.
Yeah.
So Chilwell and Shaw will go. What are the left backs? James Justin. He probably had a little bit of a shout, but he's not going to make it, unfortunately. Purely because there has been two outstanding left backs in the country in the place. So at the end of the day, left back's kind of an easier position to sort out because, well, you've got Europa League finalists, second in the league, and Champions League FA Cup finalist. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of easier to sort out.
I wouldn't be opposed to the five at the back system if we lined up, for example, of Reece James and Chilwell as the wing backs, Walker and Shaw in the mid, either side of. I mean, it will be John Stones, but I think I'd probably prefer Mings in that position because I want a dominant centre back. But Stones, you've got Shaw and Walker who could overlap the two wing backs. Those two could drop in, like that would be exciting. But then you'll play Rice and Phillips, and then it'll just be the fucking seven at the back again.
It's the Rice and Phillips conundrum, isn't it? We all know it's coming. It doesn't need to be that way. I mean, Rice and Mount, I'd probably be happier with. Because Rice can sit in, Mount can be the box-to-box midfielder, and then you play your attacking three. So, yeah, it kind of pains me sometimes because I'm like, well, Gareth Southgate has on his hands probably one of the most talented generations of English footballers. What's he going to do with it? Please don't fuck it up. Like, it must be hard to mess it up though with the players we've got. We've got an unbelievable squad.
Yeah. And he will mess it up. You know he'll mess it up because he messed it up. He messed it up in the World Cup. Yeah. The squad isn't that much different, and he messed it up then, and he'll probably mess it up now as well. And we'll get to the semi-final, we'll have an easy run, and then it'll be just disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, looking at some of the other squads as well that have gone in, like Portugal's is pretty scary. Belgium's is mental. France is mental. Germany, I'm not that impressed with. Germany are very top heavy. They've not really got any defenders. I'm literally just looking
at the German squad now, and I've been discussing this earlier. Some really notable things. No Ter Stegen.
Yeah, which it's probably deserved.
I mean, I'd still probably have him over Kevin Trapp. He's still one of the best keepers in the world. They've got no right back. There is no right back in that squad at all. Ginter, Goossens, Gunter are all centre backs. Halstenberg's a left back. Klosterman, Hummels, Koch, Rudiger and Sula are all centre backs. There's no right back in the squad.
To be honest, if you asked me to name a German right back right now, I probably couldn't.
No, that's the biggest issue, isn't it? There isn't anyone.
Yeah.
Could we see?
They're not developing
could we
defenders.
Could we see Kimmich drop into that role? Probably.
Yeah, well, Kimmich can play anywhere. So
yeah, he has Kimmich to play up front, and he'll play up front. If he'd play up front, he'd be the best striker in the fucking world, mate.
Oh yeah,
he is.
They're
so like I said, they're so top heavy. The fact that they've just literally put the midfield and attack in the same section in the squad announcement.
I know, tells you all you need to know, doesn't it?
I mean, the talent here: Chan, Gnabry, Goretzka, Gundogan, Havertz, Hoffman, Kimmich, Kroos, Thomas Muller, who's back, hasn't been playing for Germany for the last 4 years. Jamal Musiala, who I'm fucking gutted he's playing for Germany, you know.
I know.
Oh,
we blame him
for England. Yeah, I don't blame him in the slightest, no. Florian Neuhaus, Leroy Sané, who has been absolute dog this season.
Yeah,
how he's got in this squad is beyond me. Kevin Volland and Timo Werner. So, Werner will start, he shouldn't. Kevin Volland should be the one that's starting. He's had a phenomenal season at Monaco.
Yeah.
But the midfield there is outrageous. But I don't like the defence. I think the defence is shite.
This is the thing. They can only play 11 players, so they can have as much talent as they want on the bench. Like, if they've not got defence. If anything, they're one of the major countries in the tournament who has got a worse defence than us. And we're probably going to be saved by our fullbacks. Yeah. Because we do have some outstanding fullbacks, and we do have one this season outstanding centre back. I mean, I'm pretty confident Maguire will be fit and back. Apparently, the crutches are a precaution just to ensure that he doesn't put a single drop of weight on any of his lower limb. So
I hope so.
He'll be back, I reckon. It's a month away yet, so got ages.
Yeah, he should be okay. Even if he's a squad player, I think it's good having someone. The 26-man squad, I think, is massive. You can take a risk on injured players like Maguire, like Henderson. Like, I think you can now take a risk on that kind of player.
But do you take Henderson, though?
I personally,
played.
I know, but he is our best midfielder.
I don't know about that anymore.
It depends how fit he is. It really depends on how fit he is. If he's good to go from game one, then I'd probably take him and just rest him for a couple of games and then we'll go. But if he's not going to be ready until the quarterfinals, then fuck that. Well, let's give someone else an opportunity. Like if he takes that place instead of Jude Bellingham. Yeah, exactly. Like Bellingham deserves that spot.
Yeah.
So if Bellingham misses out, he's been unreal.
He was awesome against City. And to be honest, he had a goal completely wrongly disallowed when he shouldn't have done. So we won't go back into that though. But this is the problem for me. I don't think Jordan Henderson should be picked at all, because we do have the strength and depth in those positions now, and especially when you got Rice and Phillips, like just keep them there. Put Mount in alongside one of them at one point if you want to go more attacking, then just go mental with the wide and forward players like. But I tell you one thing, like Germany, exactly. And one thing that's interesting to me is who the strikers that go alongside Kane, obviously.
Pass, because I don't know. Because we've got it's an interesting one. We've got a very good group of wide forwards, and then a couple of half decent central strikers, like DCL, who had a great start to the season and has just fallen off. Danny Ings, who you can't trust to stay fit.
No.
Like, if he could stay fit, then Danny Ings is in that squad as far as I'm concerned. But you just never know when his next injury is coming in. Mm-hmm. Who else have we got? Vardy's obviously retired. You've got Bamford.
Surely.
Do you know what? On paper, Bamford is probably the one that deserves it the most.
Yeah, he does.
But he won't I hate that. No. Yeah. No, I don't think he suits it, though. I struggle seeing any Leeds player in an England shirt because of the system that they play. Phillips shows it every time he plays for England. He gets used to that Bielsa system, and he can't match the England system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's always going to be one of those club versus country debates, in it. And trying to adapt in such a short space of time to play for your country. But I think that in terms of strikers, you've got to look at. Well, Calvert-Lewin will go. We know that he will. Marcus Rashford will go, but he should surely be a wide player. Mason Greenwood could go as a striker.
I always forget about Mace.
Yeah, I think he should go. He definitely should. He's been, apart from Cavani, one of our most potent strikers this season. Like, just give him half a chance and he'll take it. He's lethal. Yeah. So then you take him. How many strikers do you usually take? 3, 4?
You're taking 3, but like we're a weird case, aren't we? Where we're playing this inside forward system. Here's a question for you: on current form, does Sterling go?
You can't not take him.
I agree, but does he deserve it?
He doesn't. No, probably not.
He's been awful.
Yeah, he's been terrible. And then you look at other players that could go. I mean, Jadon Sancho obviously will go.
You could play Foden as a false 9.
Yeah, and we should be starting Foden without a shadow of doubt. It should be one of the first names in the team sheet. Yep. Jack Grealish should be going. I know he's been injured for a bit, but he will come on and change the game. He probably won't start a lot of games, but he'll come on and change the game. And you've got, Rashford will probably start quite a few because it's Marcus Rashford. Whether he deserves it or not, that's another story for another time. Then who else do we have wide? Jesse Lingard. Does he play his way into a position? Probably has.
I think he has, personally. Madders can play there. Harvey Barnes, what if Barnes is fit?
Yeah, I don't think he'll be back in time from what I've heard.
No, I don't know about his injury. Yeah, the England squad is mad. Like, there's so much potential for it.
Yeah, which makes it even more depressing.
Yeah, that's it. I was about
to
say
when we lose to Scotland.
Don't.
Like, I looked at that Scotland squad that was announced today, and it is championship. It is a championship team. That
I'm just
I don't recognise half of them. I recognise probably about 5 players in the team, and one of them Scott McTominay. So they have a lot of good midfielders. I've noticed they're taking that Billy Gilmore from Chelsea, which I think he's deserved. He's been quite good this year when he's come on.
I think it's a very good decision.
John McGinn probably be their best player. Tierney and Robertson again is kind of like they play 5 at the back, so they can put both of them in the team, so they can have one as a right centre back, one as a left centre back, one as a left back.
They play McTominay as a right centre back,
which is mental, but it's just to get them all in the team, innit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Scott McTominay, by the way, is one of the most mank lads in the world.
I know, yeah. How is he fucking playing for them? It's mental.
And Shea Adams as well. Shea Adams isn't really Scottish. He's in there.
Shea McAdams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Scottish team's wank. The French team is ridiculous, by the way. I looked at that French team this morning. The fact that Benzema's back in now.
Yeah.
That is a title
deserves a call up. Deserves a call up. We've been amazing for Madrid this year. But I mean, I reckon we can take France. I do, honestly. Like, they've got players that can be got at. As silly as that sounds, Pogba, you know what he's going to try and do every single time he gets the ball. He'll try and shield it, and if you just rush up on him, he'll use his strength and he'll probably get out of 1 or 2 situations. But he likes time on the ball, and if you get at him, you can force him into a mistake, and he'll just be hoping that Kante will be around to clear up after him, which he probably will be. So.
I'm going to say he will be, yeah. He'll have him and he'll have Rabiot next to him as well. Like, those two will just bail Pogba out of everything.
Yeah, and Pogba will play without any care in the world, and he'll just be the best player at the tournament, probably.
He's been the best player of that tournament, and then he'll want to move away from us.
Yeah, and then it'll be like, come on, like a come get me performance in that tournament. But then you look at people like, I don't know, Portugal. They've got some really, really good players. Bruno Fernandes probably being one of the main ones. Yeah. Are they taking Ronaldo? They have to be, don't they?
I would assume so, yeah. There's no way they don't take him.
This will be a swan song, so he'll be well up for it. He'll want to win it again.
I think this is his last major tournament.
Yes, yeah, it'll have to be. He can't last another year, like because it'll be the World Cup next year, won't it? Could he?
Oh, it might be then. He might manage it then
Mm,
because it's only 1 year away.
yeah,
That could be
he'll
his final swan
37
song,
though,
be
won't
the
he?
2022 Qatar World Cup.
Yeah, because they'll. I bet you the organisers of the tournament themselves will be giving him some money to say he's not retiring yet, just to get eyes on the tournament because it's
Oh, God,
Ronaldo.
yeah.
So, especially with being in Qatar,
The
yeah,
advertising
it'd be
rights for
interesting.
that Ronaldo's
Yeah,
last ever tournament.
God, which will produce an absolute stinker probably.
Yeah,
um,
he's not the best of seasons, to be fair to him.
no.
But
And
he's not
other
the best
than that,
seasons, but that's to his standards, though.
yeah, if his name was Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he'd be like, oh my God, how amazing is this player?
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, they're finished. They're in fifth at the moment, looking really, really poor. They're not. They're probably not going to get Champions League. He's still scored 29 goals.
There you go.
That
All you need to know.
That's a bad season for him. How mental is that?
And Messi scored 30 as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, the La Liga title race. Insane. I tell you what, this season, forget about the Prem, the best season in European football for ages this year. The amount of just how long it's taken teams to win the title says everything. The fact we're going into the final match day on Saturday and Sunday, and we've still got two of the biggest leagues in Europe without a title winner.
I mean, Bayern, that you can forget about them. They were always going to win. But then looking at Lille, God, I would love it. I would love it if they won that title over PSG. And in Pochettino's first full season, he loses it. I mean, that would be amazing. And even better would be, would be Atletico beating the two giants in the Spanish league to the title again, because they did it a few years ago, didn't they?
Yeah.
Will this be potentially Simeone's last season? Sort of like a swan song.
Funnily enough, the boys spoke about this on Monday and they dangled this little carrot for us on.
Right.
Josh was saying about how would Simeone be a good suitor for Tottenham, and this be Simeone's last season. Now, I am in agreement with Dale, where Dale was saying Simeone is tailor-made for Atletico Madrid. I cannot see him managing anyone else other than them or the Argentinian national team.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if that's because he's been there that long, but to me, to see him in another dugout would just be really, really weird.
Yeah, I mean, he probably won't see it that way. Obviously, he will think I'm one of the best managers in the world. I can go to almost any top European team. So, I mean, I would love to see him in the Premier League. Like that would be class.
Yeah.
And managing a team like Tottenham, because they're, I'd say, typically renowned for being a bit soft. So imagine him going in there. Half of them would leave because he wouldn't be able to put up with it. But then he would bring people with him, wouldn't he? And Godin had come back from the dead and all sorts, and he'd have Juan Fran, and he'd just bring loads of these random sort of solid players back and throw them all into Spurs, and then the Spurs fans won't know what's hit them when they're like getting 2 or 3 red cards a game because the players have just gone the opposite way and they're just throwing themselves into tackles. But it'll give them a steal that they're missing. Definitely. So, I'd love to see that actually.
Yeah, I would as well. I love him. I think he's a right character. It's when they're playing anyone outside of the top 6, I think they play fantastic football. But as soon as you put them against any sort of competition, fuck me, is it Mourinho ball 2.0?
Yeah, that's how he wins. That's how he does it.
End of the day, it's a results game, isn't it?
Yeah, and he gets results. He's almost, like you said, Mourinho 2.0, but he's actually doing it rather than Mourinho just sort of storming out of press conferences and stuff and saying that he's the special one still. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I think it's quite funny. To be honest with you, you kind of look at one perspective and it's like every single available manager in world football is committing themselves to a club or saying that they don't want the Spurs job, which is really funny. So I can't see him sort of saying, actually, yeah, I do fancy the job that all of these other managers are saying that they don't want. So, yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what happens at Spurs, because they've got the money and they've got a stadium. They've got some decent players. Well, apart from Harry Kane, who definitely won't be there next year.
Well,
but
that's it, isn't it? If Kane is a massive one, because you take Kane out of that squad and all of a sudden it is very average.
Yeah. Bale goes as well.
Yeah, Bale's going back to Madrid. You've got Son, who I don't think would thrive without Kane. I penciled this a while ago that I could genuinely see him at Bayern Munich. I could probably see him going back to Germany. I'd love him at United. I would fucking adore Heung-min Son at United.
Oh yeah, it'd be a workhorse, wouldn't he? He'd be lethal.
Yeah, I think Ji-sung Park said it, didn't he? It's like he'd love him to take over his mantle that he left all them years ago. That'd be sensational for me, that. But like Lamella, Wank, Lucas, just not lived up to his potential at all.
No, average.
All of the midfield is shit.
Yeah, who's good in that midfield? Lo Celso, no. Winks is terrible. How he ever got in the England squad.
And Dombele in a different squad would be really good.
Yeah, because when he plays for France, he's very good.
He's a notable omission from the France squad.
It doesn't surprise me. They've got enough players, and he's just not been good enough.
They're taking Sissoko instead of him.
Right, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Like, I don't get
But they
it.
love him. They love him there. I don't understand why, but they do absolutely love Sissoko.
I think it's the energy, innit? It's the workhorseness. He doesn't stop running. He's someone that you can bring on at right back, right wing, centre mid. Like, he closes out a game for the last 10 minutes. He might give away a penalty, but he tries and closes out a game. But, I mean, it's mad. But yeah, no, do you reckon Atletico Madrid are doing it?
Yeah, so I looked at the fixtures the other day and I remember thinking, I don't remember who it is now, but I remember thinking out of the two that they just need to win, don't they? And I think they will.
They've got Valladolid, who are already down.
That's it, yeah.
And Real Madrid have got Villarreal, who have already secured Europa League, not Europa League, so the conference qualification, but do have the Europa League final.
Against us.
Could realistically just rest players because it doesn't matter. Like, they can't. I don't think they can catch. I know they can catch Betis, so they'll probably want to win to secure Europa League anyway, in case they don't win. So they'll be going for it.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest, they'll end up with Champions League football because Unai Emery will do an Unai Emery against us in the final. But yeah, I think that but he would also love to probably prevent Real Madrid from winning, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So I think it's Atletico's for the taking.
Definitely. And what about Lille?
That's
a tough one, that, you know.
Who have they got? Is it Marseille?
So they've got Angers, who are sat in 12th, so safe, can't get dragged into the relegation battle, so they're fine, but they can't catch Europa League places either.
Mm-hmm.
And then PSG have got Brest.
I mean, congratulations to Lille on your Ligue 1 title.
Yeah.
Brest are going to do it for the lads.
Well, Brest, if they lose and Nantes, why is it Brest and Nantes? It was always going to be Brest and Nantes, wasn't it?
I want to hear an actual French person pronounce these team names.
I know, yeah. We're just taking the piss here. Fucking hell. Yeah, if Nantes win and Brest lose, Brest get dragged into the relegation playoff. So,
okay.
Brest have something to fight for here, whereas Angers just don't. So, it should be Lille's. I hope it is. I really hope it is.
Yeah,
I love it. It's another Leicester story, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's another Leicester story. They almost got relegated a couple of years ago. Yeah,
they're going to have all their players stripped from them.
They are getting absolutely raided, aren't they? They've already lost the goalkeeper. They're about to lose the centre midfielder, Soumane, who's played all year. He's going to Leicester.
Yeah.
Like, that'd
be a great signing for them.
Oh, God. That tells me that one of their big midfielders are leaving. That tells me one of their big midfielders are leaving.
Like Maddison or Tielemans.
I'm thinking like a Tielemans or even a Ndidi.
Ndidi, yeah. Ooh. Come on,
Yeah.
Manchester United.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him in our central midfield.
Could you imagine him instead of Fred or Matic?
I do every time I see Fred play.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know what he does, honestly. Anyway, I'm not getting into that.
That's the issue, isn't it? I literally just don't know what he does on the pitch anymore.
No, he plays simple, basic side-to-side passes and then runs around a bit and loses the ball. That's all he does.
Fucking Fred, mate. Get out of our team. Right.
Yeah.
The last couple of games in the Prem, well, last day in the Prem. We've got a little preview for you fellas of the big show on Sunday. I tell you what, he knows how to make a hype video, doesn't
he? Yeah.
He picks the fucking banging music for it. So yes, those that will be listening on Spotify that won't have obviously seen what was going on our screen there. Sunday, 23rd of May from 3 o'clock. Us, Mad Sports Network, Lily White TV, Away Day Footballer, Amateur Footballer, Two Up Top, Football Dugout. I think I've covered everyone there, haven't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if I miss anyone, I do apologise, fellas. Are covering every single game live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. It is. I'm jealous I'm not going to be there, mate. I'm not going to lie. It looks like I'll be watching. I'm out with the missus after going taking, celebration drinks from my exam last week. And I will be sat there with the phone on the table watching the boys. Might see if there's any bars that we're in that can have a little Chromecast that I can shoot up to the TV.
Yeah, get it on.
Yeah, it'd be banging that. But yeah, no, really, really looking forward to it. So you're covering the Newcastle Fulham game, aren't you?
Unfortunately so.
Which
I volunteered for it.
On paper, a couple of weeks ago, looked like it was going to be an absolute banger. Looked like one of them two were going to go down, and Newcastle's resurgence has just made that one of the most dullest games available.
Yeah, I obviously chose it because of I do like Newcastle, and I thought it might be a decent game. And I mean, even now, Fulham got nothing to play for. However, Alan Saint-Maximin limped off tonight, so he probably won't be playing. He's probably been sent off on holiday now, so that'll be him done for the season. No Callum Wilson. Joe Willock, I think, went off injured as well. Goalkeeper got a bit of an injury for Newcastle, so it's probably going to be like a 1-0 win for Fulham, knowing my luck. Which should be great. Really, really good. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm very interested to understand how the dynamic's going to work. Wondering, I think it may sort of be like an actual sort of soccer Saturday style thing where you've got like me or whoever else going mental in the background because there's been a goal and screaming and you can hear it like over the broadcast. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to being on it and seeing where it goes. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a mega crossover. Like, I've got a cat trying to take over. Get down. Honestly, my mic would have gone flying if I should have jumped up there. Yeah, it's going to be a mad crossover, like 6-7 channels. It going live across everyone's channel as well. So if you subscribe to us, you can watch it on us. If you subscribe to Mad Sports, Away Days, Amateur Footballer, Lily White, you're going to see everyone's faces on every single channel. By all means, and I mean this, please subscribe to everyone, no matter what channel you're watching this on. Support everyone in this show. You know, we're starting to get a small, decent little following now, and that wouldn't be help. That's helped because of our connection with Gav Mack, Devo, the Mad Sports Network, everything that Chris does, everything that we all do with the socials, and just crossing over. I'm jumping in with Talk Total Footy again on the Friday after. I can't remember what the date is on the Friday, the 28th. We're jumping on a live stream and we're going to go through United season. I'm sure that's going to be a hell of a show because I have a good laugh with them lads. And yeah, just make sure everyone goes and supports other channels. You know, when everyone gets supported and everyone grows, we grow. When we grow, everyone grows. We want to get to a point with football in YouTube that we can start rivaling Sky and BT. Because let's be honest, their pundits are crap. And I'm not going to say
we're the real fans.
Yeah, we're the real fans. They're not arsed. They don't care. When the Super League was going on, they were the ones complaining just because they weren't going to get a payday. We're the real ones that can see through the shit.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
Support everyone. Tune in. It's going to be on here. It's going to be on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere that you normally find 4M1T. It's going to be massive. Now, with that being said, last day of the season, Liverpool are currently 2-0 up against Burnley as we're recording this right now. They have, and fair play to them, rightfully put fourth place in their hands, haven't they? The question I ask, and we'll come to the second question of this in a minute, is Big Roy going to do one final bit of damage and stop Liverpool from getting top four?
Oh, it's the reemergence of the Kristan Bull.
Yeah.
In Roy Hodgson's final game of football management. Oh, can you imagine it? At Anfield in front of fans as well.
It's written, isn't it? It's absolutely written.
I mean, after Alisson scoring that header to win them the game the other night, to sort of easy sort of win against Burnley. Well, I don't know if it's easy or hard fought, but it's 2-0. So, so an easy fought win against Burnley to then play in front of the Kop at home with fans in the ground for the first time in 6-7 months. And then they get beat by Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace. Oh, God. I envy whoever's taking that game if it does happen, because it would be incredible.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, fair play to Roy Hodgson. His managerial career started in 1976.
I mean, that is mental.
Yeah, that's just took me aback there. 76 was his start of his managerial career. My mum was 12 years old when Roy Hodgson took his first manager's job. And looking at clubs he started out at Halmstad, Bristol, Malmo. Then he went to the Swiss managers team, then Inter Milan, Blackburn, all the way up to, Fulham, Liverpool themselves, West Brom, England, and then Crystal Palace. The man has slowly, longly, because of how long the career's been, just built up this CV of just an incredible career to do it for this long. And don't remember him getting relegated that many times either. He's always been a club that when he's gone there, apart from Liverpool, I think Liverpool was a massive jump for him. But when he's gone to a club, he's always done fine. He's kept Palace in the Premier League every single season. He's spoke openly about the owners not giving him any money. And he's still managed to keep Zaha on the board for so long.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Hats off to you, Roy. And I hope that this is his retirement now. At 73 years old, I think, you know what? Just enjoy your retirement now, mate. You have fucking earned it. Yeah, he's earned it.
Yeah, he won't go anywhere else now. And unless someone comes in someone with a big money offer to say, come on, one more season, maybe it's somebody that's going to lose a manager. It won't be Championship because he won't end his tenure in the Championship, I don't think.
Watford next season, mate. Watford when they've sacked the second manager and they want to keep them up.
Or it'll be someone I don't know. I'm just looking at the teams now. If Fulham are struggling again, Fulham are going down. I don't know what I'm talking about. West Ham or Villa or someone will be struggling towards the end of next season, and you're Newcastle, and they'll be like, "Come on, we'll give you £5 million to keep us up," and he'll come in. But I think he's done now. I think that's him.
It's difficult, isn't it, when you've been in the game for that long? I think he's going to struggle finally coming out of it.
Yeah.
And fair, I'm still taken about the fact that his managerial career started in 76.
Yeah. Was he a decent player? Did he play? I don't really
He
know.
played, yeah. I can't obviously don't know much about him, but there's no statistics on Wikipedia about him. He's got
Right.
56 experiences playing for Gravesend and Northfleet, but then every like Palace, nothing. Tonbridge, no stats available. Maidenstone, no stats. So he played at like nothing teams.
Hmm.
I
He
mean,
must have just been good at management rather than playing.
yeah, potentially, yeah.
A lot of managers are like that, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, he speaks 5 languages as well, doesn't he? Like, he's put the graft in.
Yeah.
But yeah, do us one big
brilliant.
one more, Roy. One more. Stop them from getting in the Champions League.
Oh, I'd love it. It'd be amazing.
It'd be unreal. But so, looking at the future of Crystal Palace, bookies have Frank Lampard as a favourite to take the job.
Yeah. I'm not too sure about that.
I'm not.
I mean, he took Derby to a playoff final, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And he got them up. Did he get them up? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Of course
No,
he
he left.
didn't. They've not been. What am I talking about? But anyway, been a long day saying this.
Yeah.
No, he got into a playoff final. They didn't win, obviously. He got the job at Chelsea just because he's a legend of the club, and where they were in the league, you've also got to put your hands together for Thomas Tuchel to get them to where they are now. So what a job he's done. But that being said, it's got to be another championship job for him. Championship or Scotland, but he's not going Scotland, is he? Because I think it's Eddie Howe that's going to end up taking over at Celtic. The reason, so I heard on TalkSport, the reason that he hasn't been announced yet is because Bournemouth's season is still going. So, and because he's still affiliated with them, it's something to do with contractual and therefore payoff rights or something like that, and compensation.
But he left at the start before the start of the season.
Yeah, they might have been wrong, but that's what they were saying. They think the reason is why they haven't announced it yet, because if it's like a really, really badly kept secret that he's going to be the next Celtic manager.
Yeah.
So why haven't they announced it yet? I mean, Celtic's season's done. They think it might be because Bournemouth aren't done yet for some reason. He might still be in claims for payoff from them or something. I don't know.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, like because Jason Tyndall started the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think pretty much as he went down, he announced his resignation.
Yeah.
So that's a strange one. I mean, fair play to Bournemouth, and fair play to Jonathan Woodgate. You know, they took a 1-0 lead against Brentford in the playoff semi-final, didn't they? That's how well Brentford have played. That's a massive result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'd still like to see another team come up other than Bournemouth, or
I would as well. I'd
like Barnsley or someone. That'd be amazing. Barnsley in the Premier League. Can you imagine?
I'd love it. I couldn't name
on
you
that pitch.
I couldn't name you one Barnsley player. That's why I want it.
I couldn't. Yeah. Be something different. They'll go straight back down again, but it'd be fun for a year. They'll get one win, and it'll be against us.
Yeah, they'll break Derby's record. They'll break Derby's record, and that'll be it.
They'll get 3 points, and it'll be at Old Trafford.
I mean, I'm on Sky Bet now. Lampard is favourite. Steve Cooper is second favourite. And then Chris Wilder, and then Eddie Howe. And weirdly enough, Sean Dyche.
Yes, I've heard a lot about that one. And people are kind of... Sean Dyche might be the English Simeone, if that makes sense. Not by his tactics and his style.
Dale said that the other day.
How suited he is to Burnley. So he couldn't manage anyone else because he is Burnley now. You are forever Burnley, just like Simeone is forever Atletico Madrid. And I think that while he'll probably be annoyed with that, because he'll be like, no, I want to go somewhere else and prove that I can do something better.
I want to be England manager.
Yeah, I mean, is Palace is a sidestep. It's not even a downward step. It's not an upward step. It's a sidestep in it. Yeah. So why would he want to? But then he's not going to get a job offer from but above him. So he probably, and to be honest with you, he probably won't get any extra resources or anything at Palace. Has he got better players at Palace? Well, 20 odd of them or something stupid like that are all out of contract in summer.
Yeah.
So they've got to sort that mess out first. Like almost their entire first team, well, actually all their first team and starting substitutes are out of contract in summer. How's that happened?
That is honestly mental.
They could go down next year.
I didn't
If they
know
don't
that.
get that
I
sorted.
literally didn't know that.
Yeah. Showed it the other day on TalkSport Twitter that literally, including people like Andros Townsend, will all out.
I guess because Zaha signed a contract just recently, didn't they? But was it a short-term one?
It must have been, because let me find this, because it's mental. Like, you're literally talking their entire first team and subs are all out of contract.
How have they let that happen?
I don't know. It must be something to do with the. Well, I don't know. Is it something
because
to do with
their owners Steve Parish, isn't it? Because it was Simon Jordan for years, and Steve Parish took over.
Yeah.
And he doesn't give them much money. Let's be honest. They signed that Mateta in the January. He hasn't come and done anything.
No.
Very, very poor signing.
So I've got it up now. Michi Batshuayi, Christian Benteke, Jeffrey Schlupp, Patrick Van Aanholt, Andros Townsend, Mamadou Sakho, Nathaniel Klein, James McCarthy, James MacArthur, Joel Ward, Gary Cahill, Wayne Hennessy, Scott Dan, Martin Kelly, Connor Wickham, Stephen Henderson, Sam Woods, all out of contract on June the 30th.
Oh my word.
How are they going to sort that out?
If you're a Watford or a Norwich looking at that, I'm sat there thinking, there's a good bit of business there, like Patrick Van Aanholt. I'd have him for free.
Andros Townsend, someone like Watford or newly promoted, a newly promoted team, Norwich. You take one of them, take a few of them. There are some that you probably will end up in the ether of football, like the MacArthurs, just like they deserve, because they're shit now. Yeah, especially him. Yeah. But there are some really good players there. Batshuayi could probably do a job for someone.
I didn't even know he was. I thought he was on loan there. I didn't even know he'd gone there permanently.
No, permanent. Or it might be. Sorry, I could have.
Just him leaving there. Even like Benteke. Like Benteke at one point was a massive player in the Premier League.
Contract option to buy. Yeah, they've got an option to buy him, but they probably won't if they've got another 20 odd players out of contract.
And then Benteke, if you're a Wilfried Zaha looking at all of that now, and you're seeing all your mates out of contract, you're seeing the manager that's managed to keep you there leaving, what's your motivation to stay now?
Well, he's wanted to move away for ages, and it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal tried again to sign him, but I mean, they'll have to get him on Klarna or something, because they're not going to afford him, are they?
Fucking hell, I wasn't expecting that. To get him on Klarna. There's your episode title, Chris. Jesus Christ. Oh my word.
That's the state Arsenal are in at the moment.
Yeah.
They're still paying for Pepe.
They're muddied, them. Absolutely muddied. Did you see, talking of transfers, that there was 5 teams that inquired about Harry Kane, and one of them was Everton?
Right.
How are Everton fucking applying, it's showing interest in Harry Kane?
I mean, I'd heard that Arsenal fans were getting hopeful as well. I'm like, behave.
No. He might have won an Arsenal kit when he was younger, lads, but calm down. It's only one place. We've not had a chance to speak about this because the lads spoke about it on Monday. There is only one place he's coming, and it's in Manchester. It just depends on which side he goes. And I've said this since day one. One team will sign Kane, and one team will sign Haaland.
Yeah,
that is how it's going to work this summer.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea fans getting their hopes up, behave. There's no chance that Daniel Levy is selling one of Spurs' best ever players to Chelsea. No. End of story. Especially when Manchester United and Manchester City have both got the money. So I read something today that Daniel Levy won't even listen to any offers unless it's 150 million at least.
Bollocks.
And then negotiating up from there. That's what he's said, apparently. Now, he's not worth 150 million. He's very good. He's probably the best striker one of the best strikers in the world. And I don't sort of make any mistake of saying that. But he's 28. He does have his odd ankle problem. I'm not saying that he's bad or anything. They're just facts. And you can't pay 150 million for a 28-year-old. So if he was 2 years younger, fine. But he's not. So 100 120 is probably the upper limit, I reckon, for him.
I think I said it on. I left a comment on Monday's podcast. I've said 105 and Jesse.
Yeah, or Martial.
Well, fucking 110 and Martial.
Yeah, 150 and Martial.
Yeah, do you know what? Just give you
That's
the club.
them paying us.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking at these transfer bettings on Sky. Like, it's absolutely mental that they've got 3-1 for Ben White to join PSG.
Someone will have had it though.
Yeah, so that people are looking at that thinking, you know what? I'll put a $5 on that, and Sky are just fucking lapping that up, aren't they?
Yeah. Like there'll be a bell that goes off. It's like ding, ding, ding. Oh, someone else has done the Ben White to PSG. And there's the money into the Christmas party fund.
Yeah, unreal. So yeah, Palace. They're going to be an interesting team this season. Spurs, just notably while we're talking about Kane, were booed off tonight. Badly.
And he also did a lap, didn't he? On his own.
Very emotional, as if to say, "This is goodbye." That was this is a goodbye type of celebration, like not celebration, but leaving.
Like a clapping to the fans, yeah.
Yeah. They're fucked. Spurs are absolutely in a mess if they lose Kane. I say to my mate who's a Spurs fan, it's like when they lost Bale.
Yeah.
You have to buy right with this money, and they don't have a good track record of it.
No, and this is the problem with them. Like, I mean, if you think about it, if I was a Spurs fan, I would probably think to myself, right, Kane will go 120 million, 100 million if we get Martial or Jesse Lingard or something from us. City don't have... City probably not got any players that they would get rid of. So City would probably give the cash, whereas they could do two birds with one stone if they dealt with Manchester United. So they could get a player out of us, and it would be Martial or Lingard probably. I imagine that West Ham will put up for fight for Lingard as well, purely because of the impact he's had, and he looks really, really comfortable within that group of players as well. He looks like he's really settled in. So it really wouldn't surprise me if Lingard went to Spurs for a fee, even a swap deal with Rice. And Kane went to Manchester United with Martial going the other way. Now, that'd be amazing business for us because we're getting rid of two players that we don't need anymore and getting two brilliant players that will probably make us title contenders. Just those two alone will make us title contenders, I think. Now, with all that said, if I was a Spurs fan, I'd be thinking, take that deal, 100 million plus a player, whoever it is. I'd also then be thinking, Heung-min Son without Harry Kane probably won't be the same. Cash in on him as well. Get 150 million plus a player for those two. And then they're talking. They're in business then. Like, you're thinking, well, Daniel Levy will be thinking, right, that's half of the payments of the stadium gone. But also, they'll be able to pay a decent price for a new manager that will be able to sort of push them up. And it also means they'll be able to hopefully do some decent transfer business and get some players in who will... Well, they won't fill those gaps, but they'll do a good job of filling those gaps if they get the right signings. Get rid of some of the other deadwood. But if I was a Spurs fan, I would probably succumb to the inevitable and just say goodbye to those two players now and think about the money that you can raise and who else you could get in as a replacement. Look to the future.
It does feel like this Kane saga has been going on a while now, but it does feel like this is finally it, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Same with Sancho. Same with Sancho as well. Though, like the Sancho one went on all summer last year. I think it's very clear now that Sancho is not starting the season next year at Borussia Dortmund. Whether it is United or somewhere else that he ends up at, I'm not too sure anymore. Because now Kane is available, I do think we're only going to get one of the two if we get any of them.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I don't know, because I think that this summer for Manchester United in particular, it could be all Man United's chips coming in at once. Like, Sancho was probably the most attainable that he's been. And we're a long-time admirer. He probably does want to come to United. And then Kane is almost ready-made for us. I think that Haaland would suit City better. I think Kane suits United better. I think Kane wants to go to Manchester United. Kane, and I've said this a few times, would be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Robin van Persie signing. So that seems ready-made, and we can offer a player, so the cost wouldn't be as much. And then you've got the issue of Jesse Lingard going to West Ham and the carrot that we can dangle for Declan Rice.
Yeah.
So I don't, as mental as it sounds, a summer of Rice, Sancho, and Kane would make us title contenders and also not be too far out the question. As crazy as that sounds, just because of which player swap deals are available, the money that we probably have that some other clubs need because of COVID, etc., it could be possible. Really could.
It's going to be quite a scrimpy summer for a lot of clubs, isn't it? With everything that's gone on with another season without fans and the Euros as well. Euro transfer windows are always weird. Same with the World Cup. Like, you always have someone that just comes out of nowhere and everything comes after, and then all of a sudden some sort of deals just kind of go under the radar a little bit. And like I said, Sancho, if I'm picking one of them three, of Rice, Sancho and Kane, I think Sancho is the definite one that would probably happen. I could see this being the summer that Rice probably goes to Chelsea. I hope I'm wrong. But that's been dangled for a while now. Kane, like you said, we've got player swap potential, and that would attract Daniel Levy. Rather than going for a replacement, let's just take one. City have that as well, though. I've seen a lot of people talking about maybe Gabriel Jesus going the other way. Which
possibly
could work, because if Kane's there, Jesus is not seeing that pitch ever again.
No.
But the one for me is the Rafael Varane rumours.
Yes, I was going to come to that as well.
Because they have ramped up quick. He is not staying at Real Madrid this summer.
No, he's adamant he's going, isn't he?
Yeah, and I only see him coming to us. Like, I really only see him coming to us. Yeah, no one needs. Like I said, no one needs him. Chelsea have got a set centre backs now. Like, all right, next season without Thiago Silva, if he signs on for a new deal, they could do with him next year. But
they bring Tomori back.
Yeah, they've got Tomori as well. Yeah, City don't need him. Bayern
Definitely
don't need
him. No,
Inter can't afford him. Where's Chelsea going to go? He's coming to us.
Liverpool signing Konate.
Yeah, there you go then. There's only one real destination.
Yeah.
And that for me would be unreal, you know.
Oh, yeah. But that would mean that one of our centre-backs is going to go, has to go. You can't have Jones, Bailey, Jones, Bailey, Maguire, Lindelof, Varane, Twanzebe. You can't have all them.
I can't believe that Jones is still in that conversation.
I know. Bailey, just terminate Jones's contract for fuck's sake. Like,
just pay him out
of him.
Just pay him out of it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
He has to go. Bailly's just signed a new contract, which would suggest to me then that I reckon, sadly, I think it would be Lindelof that would probably go.
Yeah, because it won't be Maguire, it won't be Twanzebe because he's still a youth prospect-ish, isn't he?
Yeah, Twanzebe needs to stay. Twanzebe could sit and learn from Maguire and Varane, 100%.
Yeah, and then you'd have Bailey, Twanzebe as the kind of like backup Europa League. Well, not Europa League anymore, is it? The cup team, team players with Maguire and Varane starting. Yeah, I mean, it's exciting, isn't it? If that happens, imagine Varane, Sancho, Kane, and Rice. Rice is probably. It wouldn't happen. That won't happen.
No.
If it did, we'd win the league next year, like undoubtedly.
If we didn't, I'd wonder what the hell's going on.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you also think, right, the Glazers, they wanting to appease the Manchester United fans and stop all the riots, stop all the boycotting of all the businesses that they're sponsored by, and just spend a couple of 100 million this summer in his investment, because that's a drop in the ocean for them. Mm-hmm. So, and they'll string the deals out over time. Sancho will become part subsidized by Adidas or something like that. Kane probably the same. Like, there'll be sponsorship deals in place that'll pay for half the salaries, half the there's transfer fees. They'll string it out over time. They'll do financing and all sorts with JP Morgan or someone stupid like that. So they'll make it happen, and it won't cost them a lot. and it'll appease the Manchester United fans probably. The protests will stop for a bit until we start losing again. If we were to sign all of those players, and we'd be title contenders. I would even argue Champions League contenders.
I did think that the other day that this is with the appointment of Darren Fletcher and Matt Judge in the technical directors, and actually bringing
John
director
Murtough.
of football. That's the one as well.
Yeah.
I think that was a statement that we are going to do transfer business this summer, because otherwise, what was the point in doing it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not going to have sat there and gone, actually, I don't think we need anyone. All right, thanks for the 100 grand you pay me a year, whatever their salary will be.
Yeah, and then, like you said, they want to start pleasing these United fans.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's give them 300 million. Let's just go fucking wild one summer. Then we can have 2 summers of doing fuck all. Let's be real, though. 300 million spend, we're probably going to make about 100 million, though, selling players off. Because De Gea's going. Lingard will go. If we ship Martial off the books...
Yeah.
You've got Jones, who can fuck off. Romero's going to be going. Dalot will probably go.
Yeah, he'll be permanent, won't he?
Yeah, I can't imagine Dalot staying much longer. There's so many players that can actually leave. And something I do credit Ollie for as well is he has generally started shipping out a lot of the deadwood.
Mm-hmm. And the problem in the past seasons where we've got loads of deadwood to get rid of is that the actual core group of players hasn't been good enough to sustain getting rid of all that deadwood. But this season it is. So our core group of players and our core starting 11 and a few of the subs are now good enough, which means that we can afford to get rid of a load of these players. Like, our squad's massive now, but we can afford to get rid of some of those players and spend the money on even better first teamers. And increase that competition for places. Like, imagine Greenwood, Sancho, Rashford, Cavani, Kane, and then Amad Diallo. All even Shoretire, however you pronounce his name, like even him sort of coming up. Imagine that, those lot competing for the front sort of 4 or 5 positions. Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, Rice, McTominay. Whoever, Rice, I'd said him, but do you know what I mean? Like, we have
James
so
Garner
much
coming through.
Garner coming through. He's been class this year.
You've got Robbie Savage's kid, who looks like he's going to be the real deal.
Charlie McNeil.
Yeah, Charlie McNeil. You could even Facundo Pellistri, who we bought, and everyone seems to have forgotten about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got some really, really good strength and depth coming in. You kind of think, well, that's too many, but then you look at City, they've got 2 world-class players in every position, because you have to nowadays.
You need it,
and they're just about to win the Champions League final. So, but anyway.
Exciting. Ultimately let down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which we kind of set off there. We did with the England squad, and now we've brought it full circle with Man United.
Always the way.
Always the way, and I think that's a pretty good time to cut off. So thank you very much for listening, everyone. It has been very much appreciated. As I said at the start of the show, if you missed it, we are splitting up our shows now. So we have Chris hosting the B show on Monday with Josh and Dale. Me and Lee will sporadically appear on them shows, I'm sure, as well. And then Lee, me and you are going to be doing the heavy lifting with the A show on this Wednesday. Sorry, Chris, you're not going to edit me out.
You say it enough times, you can't get rid of it.
Exactly. We're going to be live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. Search for We Are 4M1T. Spotify 4M1T. We've got a load of new segments coming up as well. Chris is going to be really disappointed that I've not played his video that he made for me today, but I've got my own segment. He's made my own segment of Daniel's Continental Corner, where we're going to be talking a lot about European football. Unfortunately, it's ending soon, but I feel like with the Euros, it's going to be something that will be massive. Lee, you're getting your very own one. You're not aware of it yet, but there is one.
I am aware of it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Was it Legend of the Week?
Yeah, we've got Dale's Dick of the Week. We're going to have Lee's Legend of the Week.
Do you know why I'd even prepared for that tonight? Because I thought we were doing it tonight. So,
well, I was expecting a video, and there's not one, mate. But if you've got one, mate, go for it.
Right, I'd say so. I had 3, and I'll just throw them out quickly. First one, I think he deserves a mention. It is Alisson for scoring that header that won Liverpool the game after everything he's been through this year with the really sad passing of his dad. if he wasn't a Liverpool player, I'd be even happier for him. But you've got to look past that in situations like this. So he can have that one for me. Secondly, it's one of those where it borderlines between the very grey area of Dickhead of the Week and Legend of the Week at the same time, and it is the 7-year-old or the young kid who, let's be honest, doesn't look like he's built like a footballer, who played for this. I think they're a Japanese team or an Asian team anyway, because his dad was the manager.
It's the Chinese second division.
That's the one. And his dad, the chairman who owns the club, forced the manager to make him play. And I've just seen a very funny compilation of him. So I'm saying that the kid is a legend for getting himself on and giving it a go, but his dad's a knobhead and a dickhead of the week for forcing the manager to do it. So that's a good segue there. And then the final one, which I've completely forgotten now, so it can't have been that good. So hopefully I'll think of it for next time. But I did have a third one, so I'll come back to it. I think it was probably Edinson Cavani for his amazing goal yesterday, even though it was offside. But
we won't talk about that.
No.
I did have two as well, and one of mine was Alisson. Absolutely, like that interview was beautiful. Like, the football was very emotional this weekend. Like, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say, like, I had tears in my eyes during that Leicester FA Cup win, especially seeing Kuntop come onto the pitch and just see how much it meant to everyone involved.
Yeah,
incredible achievement, and just a beautiful for Kuntop's father, who sadly passed away. And then the
jealousy of everyone, all other clubs who wish they had owners like that.
Yeah, that is them and City, just owners that care. Yeah, owners that just care about the football club and care about the community. And it's sad, isn't it? I hate it. Fucking hate it. I'm jealous as anything. And the other one is it kind of crosses over to Dale and Josh's and even Chris's Dick of the Week is Luis Suarez as my Legend of the Week, because at 33 years old, he was told he was too old and not good enough to play for Barcelona anymore and win them the league. And on Saturday, he's about to play for Atletico Madrid and has scored 20 goals this season and is about to win them the league. Yeah.
Brilliant. Ultimate shithousery.
Literally. And I was sat there watching the replay on Tuesday morning, and they were talking about Barcelona. I was screaming to talk about this Barcelona Dick of the Week story, where they told Suarez at 33 years old that he wasn't good enough anymore, and they're signing a more injury-prone 33-year-old Sergio Aguero.
Yeah.
What are you doing,
shambles
lads?
Of the club they are.
Yeah. It's sad, isn't it?
Like, they're done.
When we went all them years ago, and it's just sad to see what they fucking become now.
Yeah, I've been seeing videos, and one of them recently was a compilation of that Barca team from that era, and like David Villa, Pedro, Messi up front, and Dani Alves, Busquets, Piqué, Puyol, Abidal, like
Victor Valdez,
Iniesta, Xavi, obviously the main two. Like, what an incredible! That's probably the best team I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And to look back at that was what, 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And where are they now? There's it's almost as big as a demise as Arsenal.
It is, because in their league, they're literally one of two teams.
Yeah,
like, I don't
it makes it even worse.
Like, Atletico Madrid shouldn't be up the top there.
No, they've come third in a 2-horse race. Shit.
They are Arsenal. They are fucking Arsenal.
Or Spurs. Take your pick, whichever one you want.
Well, yeah, exactly. Right. So your choice. I picked Suarez and Alisson, mate. You've gone with Alisson. Who is your legend?
Yeah. We'll give it him. Yeah.
A Liverpool player's won the first ever Legend of the Week. Oh, I feel sick.
Oh, give it to the kid.
Dickhead of the Week next week, Lee Noble. Right, and on that note, guys, we are going to call it quits from us. Find us on socials at WeAre4M1T. Search for us on YouTube, 4Manx1Toffee. Watch everyone live on Sunday on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. WeAre4M1T, Mad Sports Network. Every single platform that we showed. We're going to be tweeting about it all week. Please come and join us. Chris will be on Mad Sports Network. I don't know if he's got a guard pass coming up or not this week, but he's fucking all over the place at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah. Tomorrow night, I think.
Like the B Show. That's where you are. And on
The
that note,
second
guys,
rate.
the poor Manx one toffee. Yeah, you like that? You like that,
Done
Chris?
you there. Done you there.
Right. I'm cutting that there, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. And until next time, good night.